What's up YouTube, welcome back to Andy's Vintage Guitars. Bit of a different video today. Today we're going to talk about the precision bass, especially the maple neck ones, which is my absolute favorite. I've always been a big fan of maple on the Pbass. I like the articulation. A lot of people, purists, they love the 59 sort of version with the taut guard and the rosewood, especially early one with the slab and Brazilian. For me, I've always been a fan of how the maple sound on the Pbass. So we've got three basses today. We're going to showcase, we're going to use thomastik strings for all of them, so they'll have the same strings on. Let's start with the first one. It's a 1953-54. So this is actually the first version of the precision bass as it came in 51. Precision because it was precise. Before this instrument, the bass was fretless, was the upright double bass. So Fender called it precision because of the frets. Use small frets, string through, two settles, same as a Telecaster, and yes, it does look like a Telecaster. Reissued in 1968 as a Telecaster bass. This bass is the pinnacle, the alpha of the Fender legacy in terms of bass. So quite simple, one single coil, volume tone, small pickguard here. As I said, that's the bridge that runs through. The input is on the side, 4 screws and reverse closing. Like very simple instrument, absolutely beautiful. I have a really bitey sound, but I do have one problem. The problem is intonation to start with can be a little tricky. I know people that can work it out and I'm so happy for them, but change the strings, change the weather, tweak the neck, and this is really off. This one has the original bakelite settles. They changed for metal in 1954. Then my absolute favorite, that's my personal one, this is a 1958 precision bass. This is actually the third version of the precision. In 54 the Telecaster stayed similar, but he went to a 2-color sunburst, the pickup turned to white, the saddle became metal, and it started having a belly cut, which is this in here to make it a little bit more comfortable to wear. Now in 57, then the big change, that revolution that changed the Pbass and made it, to me, a perfect example of what sort of genius Leo Fender was. So the headstock became more of a Stratocaster headstock, a little bit wider, a little bit bigger, and tuner stayed the same, nuts in the same position, number of frets, it's all the same, but we do have what's the split coil. And split coil was pretty much, it's the same as a single coil, but it's chopped in half and it's facing two opposite way to avoid that 60 ohm cycle noise that the single coil has. So at that stage this bass became absolutely quiet. Now because it doesn't have a control plate made of metal like that, using any other material for the pickguard at that stage would have been a problem. They needed to use some conductive material, and so this gold aluminum guard came out. So the bridge, massive innovation there. We have 4 saddles with the groove, so we can space the strings as much as you like, and the bass is 3-color sunburst. In mine the red has faded a little bit. In 57 when they came out they actually had 2-color sunburst, aka tobacco burst, and then they changed. This is the instruments that change the music in terms of bass. This is the one, right? Yes, raised poles, 58 raised poles on the A strings because it was a little quieter, and a lot of people used to have that sort of radius coming from a double bass, a bit of an extreme one. That output on the A string especially was a little too quiet, and so Leo decided to fix that and then changed in 59. And then we go to rosewood. In 59 we go to rosewood. The guard, taut guard came out, so had a shield, metal shield underneath that fixed the problem with the conductive material still being present, and then maple neck vanished for at least we're talking about 11, 12 years. 1977 in one, it's when the maple comes back. There is maple in the reissue, as I said, in the 68 Telecaster bass, but on the Pbass, we're gonna have to wait 10 years to get the maple back. I do have a beautiful example in stock at the moment, and so we're gonna use this one. This one is a 1975 maple neck Pbass, all original. Still got the covers, I'll get rid of them so we can play them all the same. As you can see, the tug bar, which was here, has become a thumb rest, because people, instead of using the thumb and anchor the hand, they started like resting the thumb and using the rest of the fingers, because techniques and, you know, started coming out, slapping things, so things started evolving around the bass. Wasn't just the double bass in an electric form, started to become his own instrument. So these are actually heavy, like a lot of the 70s are heavy. This one's no exception. It's not like super heavy, but compared to those, it is. We do have branded tuners, so not using Cluson anymore. Fender started making their own. Fender's not owned by Leo Fender at this stage anymore, but he's owned by CBS. And CBS owned the company for nearly 20 years and then, you know, moved on. So yeah, this is a prime example of what a CBS maple Pbass looks like and sounds like, because this one has a particularly really good sound, and that's why I want to use this in the video. So we're gonna have these three basses, all of them strung with thomastik. This one doesn't have thomastik yet, but it will very soon. Those two do. And I am going to make a comparison video so you can get an idea about what are the difference between a pre-CBS, a CBS, a single coil and a split coil. So this will be a very exciting video. So I think I said more than enough. Let's make some noise. Alright guys, what do you think? What's your favorite? The 70s, the 58? Well, I don't have three hands, so I'm gonna have to put one down. Or the 53? What's your favorite one? I like them all. My heart is with the 58 because that's my baby, but you know, doesn't mean anything. You got your own taste, and I'll let you decide. Thank you so much for coming back, taking time to spend this little bit of time with me and this phenomenal instrument. So this bass and that bass here, they're listed on my website www.andysvintageguitars.com. You can ask any question, and look, sometimes basses of this level are considered trades, so if you do have something sitting around that you're not using, I might be interested in turning into something really cool. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.